Early childhood education grants provide funding to support high-quality early learning preschool services that prepare children for success in kindergarten. The grant funding allows programs to maximize children's early educational experiences before kindergarten and provide high-quality early learning services to eligible children. Applications are required for providers and students. This guide to complete the provider application goes through each step of the process. Please view the corresponding tutorial document available on our webpage. Chartered non-public schools and programs licensed by the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services will use the Enterprise Application System, EAS. Public school districts, educational service centers, joint vocational schools, departments of developmental disabilities, and community schools will use EMIS to report child, teacher, and program data. The reporting data system is determined by the program type of the grantee, not the program providing the early childhood education service. For example, if a public school district is the grantee and subcontracts with a community-based child care center to provide services, the data would be reported using EMIS. EAS is accessed through your SAFE account. Note that the link to the program does not match the EAS acronym. The link on the list of web systems in your SAFE account reads Early Childhood Education Expansion, which is a previously used name for the grant program. When a first-time user logs into SAFE, the Early Childhood Education Expansion link will not appear as one of the selections. The user will need to go through the initial steps outlined in the tutorial document. The link will appear on subsequent logins. The first task that must be completed in a fiscal year is for the Ohio Educational Directory System, OEDS Administrator, to begin the provider application. The OEDS Administrator is the only role that has access to begin the provider application. When successfully logged into your SAFE account and the Early Childhood Education Expansion link is available, click on the Early Childhood Education Expansion link. Click on the Provider drop-down menu and select New Provider Application. You will need to select the Provider Affidavit link and read the affidavit in its entirety. If you agree to abide by all terms and conditions outlined in the New Provider Affidavit, select the checkbox to proceed. Select the organization with which you are associated from the drop-down and click the Start Application button. Choose the appropriate application period from the drop-down and click Submit. Let's talk about the General tab. After an application has been created, general provider information will be displayed in the General tab. There is nothing that needs to be completed in this tab because any corrections to this information must be made in OEDS. Click on the Personnel tab to proceed. Now let's talk about the Personnel tab. The Personnel tab contains all the contacts who will access the system and enter provider, teacher, and/or student information. Please note, lead teachers, assistant teachers, and teacher aides who work with the Early Childhood Education grant-funded children should be added in the Staff tab and not the Personnel tab. This window can be used to designate assigned roles. Please ensure those being entered in this window already have SAFE accounts. If there is only one person entering all data, provider and student, for the Early Childhood Education Expansion, that person will need to be assigned the roles of OEDS Administrator and CCIP Authorized Representative. This will allow that person to perform all the needed tasks in this system. Click the Add button to begin adding personnel associated with the organization. The Search to Add New Personnel function allows users to search and add personnel that may already be located in OEDS. Personnel can be searched for by last name and date of birth. Enter the last name and date of birth provided. Click the Search button. If you determine that the individual showing is the staff member to be added, select his or her respective role and click the Add button next to the appropriate name. If the staff member to be added is not located, the message "No results returned" will display. You must link the staff member to a SAFE account, so it may be necessary to double-check identifying information or direct the staff member to obtain a SAFE account. Once personnel have been added, you may assign the following additional roles to one or more individuals. The OEDS Administrator has the ability to enter provider details. This person must be the one to start the provider application, but cannot submit the provider application. The CCIP authorized representative has the ability to enter provider and student details. This person can submit the provider application after the OEDS administrator starts it. The CCIP fiscal representative role is not being used by EAS, but must be assigned for access to CCIP to initiate the funding application and project cash requests. The data entry early childhood education role only allows selected data entry privileges. This person can submit the provider application. To add a role, do the following. Select the name of the personnel, select the role to be designated, click the arrow button to add the highlighted role to the assigned roles. Now let's talk about the Staff tab. Safe accounts are not required for the Staff tab, which contains all the lead teachers' information. Lead teachers, assistant teachers, and teacher aides who work with early childhood education grant-funded children should be added in the Staff tab. Click the Add Staff button to begin adding staff associated with this organization. The Search New Staff function should now be displayed. This section allows you to search the Ohio Department of Education's core database and add staff members that hold Department of Education issued credentials. Search for staff by either the last name or date of birth. You may also search by state staff ID as listed on the educator credential issued by the Department of Education. Enter either the staff ID, teaching license number, or the last name and date of birth. If you determine that the individual showing is the staff member to be added, click the Add button next to the staff member's name and proceed. If the staff member to be added is not located, the message No Results Returned will display. Click the Here button to add the new staff member. The Create New Staff box should now be displayed. To add a staff member, enter the first, middle, and last name. Enter the date of birth. Enter the last 4 digits of the Social Security number. Enter the phone number and email address if available. Select Add New Staff button. For each staff member listed in the Staff tab, the Approval and Staff Profile sections can be passed over. Click the Add Degree button in the Degree section. Select from the following: high school diploma, GED, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, or doctorate. Note, you must select a degree for each staff member in order for the application to be approved. Select the field of study and enter the name of the institution in the field for college, university. Check the completed box or enter the anticipated degree completion date. Then click the Add button. Select the pencil icon to the right of Employment Details to pull up Edit Employment Details. Only lead teachers are needed. Do not complete this section for teacher aides or other staff. The BCI portion does not need to be completed. When finished entering information, click Save Employment Details to populate the preschool teacher in the position title. If the staff member holds a certificate that was not issued by the Ohio Department of Education and therefore isn't automatically populated, you may add this certificate by selecting the Add Certificate button and doing the following. Enter the name of the certificate, enter the issuer of the certificate, enter the certificate number, enter the expiration date, click the Add button. The next tab is Docs. There are no required documents to upload this year in the Docs tab. The 5th tab of the provider application contains status information and flags that warn of needed corrections. Once the provider section is complete, the person with the CCIP authorized representative or ELE data entry roles will select Submitted in the yellow box. This will notify the department staff that the provider section is complete and ready for review. An email will notify you of an approved application. The message will be sent to the addresses connected to the provider's IRN. Congratulations, you have now completed the EAS provider application.